In this video, I'll be teaching you how to solve the last cross edge using Jayden McNeil's technique. I believe he was the first person to use this method for 4x4, but originally he was recommended to use this for Yao 5 from Robert Yao, and later tried it for 4x4. Personally, I switched to this method when I watched an example solve of it from him. But it is completely up to you, and it is okay not to go ahead with this method. So right here, I'm going to give you a tutorial by going through it, because it's quite simple and quite fast. And then later, I'll show you how it can be done with half centers. So with just regular centers, I see I've got my 3 done here, 3 done cross edges, and my remaining pieces are here and here. I can pair them up like normal, just like you did to the other 3. And so you have your piece here. What you want to do now is pair this edge up with any half center. It doesn't matter what this color is relative to the center, but all you just want to do is attach it to a half center. And of course, if there was a bar here, you would move it to the side, so it's like this. And same for the front face or any other side that you see the bar on. And once you've attached it, you want to go ahead and solve the remaining 2 pieces of the center. So I've got these 2 attached, kind of ignoring that, and so I have to find the remaining red piece. I see it's up here, so what I'll do is match that up, and I see this is still attached, and then I'll solve that center with this edge attached. Now what that means is that I can solve the remaining 3 centers without having to worry about disrupting this piece. So coming down from red is green, so I can go ahead and solve the green center like this, and then orange, and then blue, of course. And now, as you can see, the edge is still preserved here, and you can simply insert it into here, and it's finished. What I like to do is take note of where the empty slot is, rotate, put the empty slot under, insert it, and then adjust the D face. This is so I can quite easily look ahead to the first edge when I'm doing edge pairing, like so. So a quick example of this, I'll go through it a little bit quicker. The same exact thing. So got my pieces here and here. I will pair it up. What I would do, this bar here, out of the way, fix that. And I've got my other half there, orange, and rotate. I kept note that it was here, obviously, because I've just come up from this position. Do that, and D2, and then get straight into it. If, however, you still wanted to input half centers, the technique half centers, into this method, there is a way that you can do this. I'm not sure of its efficiency, but you still can try this if you want. So with your pieces here, I'm about to solve the last cross edge using Jayden's technique, but I'm going to implement half centers into this. So I'll solve this edge, put it on the side, and keep this on my front face. So I'm going to keep this where my thumb is, and without disrupting it, I'm going to start off half centers. Assuming you already know how to do this. And I'm going to keep this here while I do those 3. And then I will solve this half center as the method instructs. And before I insert this, I'm going to pair this edge up with it. And then I will solve it down there. So just like before, I put this in with the solve center so that when I do the remaining 3, I can do it without having to worry about disrupting this edge. And then when I do that, I can, as I said before, rotate the D layer, insert, and solve. So that's how you can use this technique with half centers if you're already comfortable with using the half centers method. I'm not sure how efficient it is, you're just going to have to try it out yourself a couple times. And a quick example solve of this, I've got my pieces here and here, So I'm just going to solve them like this. Hold this down here, get into half centers, done. Put the green up. Red's my bottom. Pair this here. And there we go. Finish the centers off. Rotate to the top, D2, insert D. And while I was doing that, I could easily be looking in here for the first edge piece, which is quite easy. So yeah, there are many different ways for how the last cross edge and last 4 centers can be completed in Yao, but lots of them result in quite similar times, so it's up to you to experiment with what you think is best. This technique is my personal favorite without half centers, so if you want to include half centers, it's up to you. With that, I'll leave you guys and I'll see you in my next video.